This is Gary here from LFR, commentator on a DxT final round at Marina. So we're just about to get the link up onto the Discord. Bear with me one moment. As I do that, bear with me one problem. One moment. Just so it's on the Discord, guys, on the DxT Players Lounge. Just sent it out there for you guys to have a look into it. So, Marina, folks. What a circuit. Please do come in and join us. Let us know what you're thinking. Going to jump into the comments on the YouTube, so anybody who is watching us can actually just give me a shout out and let me know you're there with us. So we've got 3 viewers so far. Hello guys, just let me know who you're supporting, who you think's going to win, and I'll go through some of the details in a moment regarding Marina. So anybody who has watched any of my commentary before will understand exactly my feelings about Marina, but it's a circuit that is quite flat. There's not a lot of elevation. It's quite straight at places. Even the corners themselves are quite robust and just right angled, which makes it harder for a natural flow to the circuit. But it's down to the drivers to make the best of that. So we are waiting for a few drivers to join us, and then we can start with the short qualifying, which is 18 minutes, and a 50% race around this man-made circuit. I will be dropping in facts regarding the circuit and the features of the circuit. I'll also talk about the racing line, which would be the ideal, or the computerized ideal line that you should be taking. A lot of drivers do take their lines slightly differently. Personally, myself, I do like a late apex on a lot of corners to give you a good exit speed, but that is just personal choice. But your start and ending positions usually are pretty much similar. It's just where the apex is. So we do have 14 drivers in the lobby so far, which is a good start. And I need to bear with me one moment while I have a little look into comments. Let's see if we can get anything up now. Right, I am back with the YouTube channel. So anybody on the on here, just let me know what you're thinking, what you like about the circuit, what you don't like about the circuit. With it being a new style circuit, it doesn't have corner names, which I do miss. Everybody loves a good name for a corner, and with 21 corners on the circuit, I don't think I've got enough time to name every single one of them. But as you can see, that the circuit itself is based around 2 main straights and a lot of tight, sharp corners. It's quite important to understand that 10, 5, 6 and 7 is probably the tough combination of a chicane and hairpin, leading on to a massive straight at the back, with 10, 8 and 9 another chicane, breaking up 2 straights really. So we are still waiting we've got a few drivers ready enough at the moment, so we've got a few more, so qualifying will start in a moment. We've just got the countdown timer hitting us in a moment. So, yes, Marina, Abu Dhabi, one of those circuits that people do love and do hate. It's a Herman Tilke special. It's one of those circuits that people realise that they are looking for a good line for it, and it's a tough circuit to continue and hold that line continuously throughout the circuit. So we do have Mr. Lightzino. Good evening all, good luck today. So obviously with the names on YouTube it's different from the names on the track, so please drop your name in if you are a racer. If not, tell us who you're supporting and we'll go through our drivers in a moment and I'll go through circuit details. So the circuit itself is 3.45 miles long. It has 21 turns, which is 12 to the left and 9 to the right. It is Herman Tilke made it, designed it based on 3 corners from his previous exploits. The turn, the curve from 2 to 4 is very similar to the 10-12 that you get at Bahrain. So here we are. We have our drivers out there at the moment, and we've got Radcon, Frenzy, Destroyer, Antim, Young Lights, Flea, Rockio, You Never Walk Alone, Matty Bot, Stovodka, Nevo, Kingzo, Stefano, and Anthony. Let's see who is the first one out. It looks like it's the McLaren. It's the first one out of Rockio. So the circuit itself is also it's Young Lights, on the Alphas, Flea in the Alfa Romeo, giving his support to the team. So Young Lights is the one is on Mr. Lightzino. So here we go. So we're gonna jump on board with Valkyrie in a moment to see how. So like warm up the tyres. It's quite important to warm up the tyres in these corners because you need to get a grip on the exits. Let's have a look. We've got massive box out, Stavodka in the Williams. Is that a little bit of lock up there going into turn 7. Never still in the pits. Kingshome's out, Stefano is out. So we've got quite a lot of drivers out. With an 18-minute qualifying, you can get a full setup of out lap, fast lap, in lap. You can get that done 3 times within this time limit, roughly. But it is a tough deal to be getting in and out 3 times. Let's have a look to see who is. I think Valkyrie will be. Valkyrie is. Puts a bit too much onto the final corner there. Spins out, takes some wing damage, and will now have to jump in the pit. And he is slipping around. That's unfortunate to see. So we've got Kingshome out on a fast lap in the Alpha. So Fleet and Kingshome, both teammates, both my LFR commentary and admin buddies who are out on the Alpha. So I will try and be impartial, but I do like seeing them do well. So Kingshome at the moment. Let's just bring up our time data. As we are looking at Kingshome putting in a fast lap here, we do have the Red Bull there moving out the way, which I do believe may be You Never Walk Alone Matty. It's like Matty would like everyone to know that, even though he's just You Never Walk Alone on his name, he is a big Manchester United fan. Only joking there, Matty. I was a Burnley game, eh? So we do have a few of our drivers. One moment, guys, I'm just getting disturbed. Yes. Right. Let remember. as we do have my little one who is joining me for commentary. Good luck, man. So we've got my little man now joining me on commentary. So Kingsholm has invalidated that lap, and it looks like he's invalidated the next lap as well. So let's say El Stefano dropped in a 1 minute 32.8, sorry, 136.8. I'm so sorry, I could get my words out there. Let's see who is our next driver to come across the line. Oh, so we've got Anthony with a 134.7, a fantastic lap. Matt Boss with a 136.5, and Anton with a 137.6. So these times are up and down at the moment. Let's see where Young Rides is. It's drivers are everywhere, so we'll try to see who's next over. So Fleet on a fast lap at the moment, gone through the turn of 18-19 of the Hotel Bridge with Young Rides with a 134.3, smashing the time there. Let's see how Fleet does. Goes into the pits instead. I think they might have been changing over to a set of soft tyres maybe. The tyre strategy is quite difficult with Yas Marina. It is a jumbled up one. It would really depend on your start. If you're starting high up, you want to get softs out and then get into the hards. Or maybe if you start low down, go mediums to hards and give yourself a bit of time to really put in the effort. We've got Doc Stomp who jumped in server a bit late. I don't think he will be able to join us for qualifying. But let's have a look. We've got Young Rides with a 134.3. Anthony with a 134.7. Let's see, we've got Frenzy. Oh, young Matty there with 135.5. I want to see who else we got coming round. I do apologise. I am still trying to get used to El Stefano into the pits. Frenzy's out on the lap, Destroy is out on the lap. I'm just trying to work out where they all are. We've got Stovaka, who has put a time of 137.0. And Tim has gone in the pits. Radcon is on that lap. Frenzy now gone through turn 18 and 19 onto turn 20. Round 21, a little bit wayward there as he comes around the corner. Let's see what time he gives. A 136.5 puts him in provisional 4. What else we got coming around? We have, it looks like Valkyo. No, not Valkyo. It's the Young Rides running a bit slow coming into the pits. Let's have a look. Comes over the pits. Out lap for Valkyo, out lap for Destroyer, out on the fast lap. Might be the only one out on the fast lap. He's coming around 10-20 now. On to 10-21. 21 is one of those corners that people do try to go a bit far wide on. And he puts in a time of 136.1, a good time. Puts the Red Bulls 3rd and 4th. As you can hear, my little lad is giving his little comments on. As we can see, and more time pop off we've got. So go from top to bottom. Radcon is on a fast lap at the moment. And Radcon is time for my soft runs. So Young Lights is not on the softs at the moment. So that would be quite interesting to see how he does on the soft tyres. So Radcon powered his way round. Let's say anybody else on the fast lap. I think Destroyer will be on his way in after invalidating that lap. Outlaps from Matty Bott and Stefano and Tim. Radcon, Fleet and Valkyrie all on fast laps at the moment, but Radcon would be the one I believe is fifth forward. Is he? Yes, he is. So Radcon is the next one to cross the line. laps around 11, 12 and 13 here. These are quite important corners because you've got to get a nice line through them to get the most speed you can to carry on down turn 14 and then on to 15 and 16. Big corner is putting it into turn 17 now, and it looks a little bit wide there, but had to slow down to bring it, the nose back in. As drivers are looking to get out the way in front of them. Two Red Bull corners to the side because the buddies are going in the pits. Let's have a look, see where Raycon comes out. Raycon comes up 5th with a 1:36.0. A nice time there, puts him in provisional 5th. So we've got Young Lights in 3rd, DxT Anthony in 2nd, You Never Walk Alone Matty up the Manx in 3rd, Frenzy in 4th, Raidcon in 5th, Destroyer in 6th. Let's have a look. We've got Valkyrie's coming to the pit. Let's see where Flea comes into. Flea coming around the final corner. And it's a time of a 1:35.1. And Matty Bot. I think Matty Bot has crashed out. So we do have other drivers who are joining us for the race with the missing the qualifying, so they will be starting at the back. So let's have a look. So Kingsholm puts a fast lap of a 1:34.6, 3 tenths away from Young Lights. So short qualifying is over halfway done. We have 7 minutes left, and we do have Young Lights who out on the fast lap. Let's jump on board with him as he comes through 10th, 8th and 9th. It's quite, see, he puts himself in the middle there, which is quite important for that corner. A little bit far to the left here, he would have to start strafing over to the far side, but Raycon moves out the way. Fantastically well done for that driver. And he purple sector 2 for Young Lights in the top tyres, and that's a fantastic start. We've got Matthew Green. I just got the power down too early out of the final corner of the wall. So that is Matty Bot is spanning himself into the wall. Thank you for letting us know, Matty. Hope you can stay with us and let us know who you think is going to get pole at the end of this. Let's see how this Young Lights does here. Around the final corner. Keeps it in line, that's fantastic, and a time of 1:33.4, over a second in front of Kingsholm. Pardon me. So it'll be quite interesting to see how this race pans out. As Young Lights have got a performance of that and qualifying, can he continue that pace over to racing? Let's have a look. Let's jump out of the on-board mode because we do have Kingsholm coming around. Does he go? He's gone into the pits. See Anthony. Let's see how he invalidated that lap, so I wonder how he got Matty in the pits. Matty in the pits. El Stefano. Good one. I feel like I could have gotten a better time too. My first lap was a bit quite scruffy. Well, that is a fair point there, Matty. Everybody can improve on foot, and no matter how good you are, there's always places to improve on. Unfortunately, I didn't see much of your lap, so I really can't give you any advice on that at the time. Let's have a look to see who is out there. So, Stovica is still out. Let's see how they perform. Coming around 10, 16, now onto 17 here. Coming underneath the hotel bridge. And now onto 10, 19. Going up onto turn 20, round turn 20, round turn 21 now onto the back home straight. That'll be quite important to see what time, and it doesn't look like it's improved any time there. I missed every apex in the first sector. Was a comment from Matty there. Well, the best thing about it is that you've understood where you've lost time, and you're already looking at ways to improve, so that's fantastic to see. So let's have a look, see who else is out. So we've got Nevo. Nevo looks like they're going to go into the pits for a fresh set of tyres, ready for a final run out. Valkyo needs to put in a good time here to be in contention for any better position than he's currently in. Adam Villos, Ayub has joined our, and it looks like Valkyho has, he hasn't invalidated that lap. He's just gone off track, and it won't improve his time at all. It will actually hamper his time quite significantly. By how much? He's gone into the pit. So a fresh set of tyres, bit of a lock up there. Fresh set of tyres for Valkyho, and they'll be out. We've got a lot of people in the pits. Matty's now on his out lap, El Stefano on the out lap. We've got Destroyer now on a fast lap. So we are waiting to see how times are changing. So we got 1.4, Kingston 134.6, and DxT Anthony on 134.7, Flea on a 135.1, Matty on a 135.5, El Stefano 135.8, Frenzy on 135.9, Stovica on a 135.9, fantastic time by him on the mediums. We've got Radcon on a 136.0, Destroyer on a 136.1, Matthew on a 136.5, although he has admitted that he has lost time in sector 1, Nevo on a 137.5, and Tim on 137.6. Valkyho still yet to put in time, as well as Velos. I do apologise, that was ringtone going off at the moment, so someone tried to contact me. I do apologise. I do apologise. Right, so as the times are Young Lights on a 133.4, Kings on 134.6, Anthony on 134.7, good time for Anthony there. Destroyer on a 135.1, Lee on a 135.1 as well. That's so very close, it's 500 between them two. Massey on a 135.5, El Stefano on 135.8, Frenzy on 135.9, Stubicat on a 135.9 on the medium, Radcon on 136.0. Matty Boss on 136.5, DxT Neva on a 137.5, and Tim on 137.6, and we're still waiting for times from Valkyho. And what else about? So Valkyho, I think he invalidated that last lap, so he needs to put it in now. So just let me just drop this message in into someone at the moment as we're looking in. So okay, so Matthew, if you're watching in, just let us know who you think is actually going to be, who you actually think is going to win. Do you think you can actually get from 11th and battle their way up? Quite interesting to see that. I reckon it's quite possible. Times are up and down at the moment with the qualifying. It's quite a big, wide spectrum. So qualifying has ended, so we do have a few drivers left out and about, so let's have a look and see. So Valkyho is Velos has put a time of 1:35.3, puts them in 6th. So let's see where Valkyrie jumps in to here and how this will impact the standings. Valkyrie jumps into 4th with 1:35.0, and then Flea with a 1:35.0. Another tight qualifying sector. Absolutely fantastic effort from a lot of our drivers here today who's putting in very fast times and very competitive times. So we've got 1:33.0 for your legs, Anthony with 1:33.9, Whitkins at 1:33.1, Valkyrie 1:35.0, Flea with 1:35.0, Destroyer with 1:35.1, Velos with 1:35.3, Matty with 1:35.5, Esteban 1:35.8, Benji 1:35.9. A lot of times out up and down. I do apologise for the interruptions that we've had so far, and this is a unhelpful really. I do apologise indeed. But here we go, let's carry on. Stovercar on a 1:35.9, Raidcon on a 1:36.0, Matty Boss 1:36.5, Neva on a 1:37.1, and Ante 1:37.6. So times are quite wide. 4.6 seconds is the time difference between 1st and 15th. If you take out the first time, it does make much of a difference really. But you're looking at the times in the middle really that are impacted. So from 4th to 8th is all covered by half a second. And here we go, we all get ready for the race. It's race time now guys, and it's absolutely important to get a fantastic start with Marina. It is a heavy impact on your front wheels due to the amount of turns and how the turns are arranged and types of turns really. We do have drivers jumping in such as Dog Stomper and H. Bosworth. Two drivers who are very clean drivers indeed. Seen them racing a few times, and we're going for the formation lap. Let's drop this out so we can get a full clear view of the formation lap. Formation lap is a formality. It is there for the drivers to survey the ground, check the conditions of the circuit, also get the tyres up to heat specification that they need to maybe make the tyres most effective. It's important for drivers to remain calm, observant, and give space to fellow drivers to ensure that everybody gets a fair chance for the formation lap. Nobody wants to have little accidents. As you see the suspension there of the McLaren working as the weight shifts from left to right. Marina for me is one of those circuits that I'm not a fan of. It's a tough circuit to get your head around. There's no real flow for many of our drivers to find. Overtaking is limited due to how quick the turns are in succession. So it's all about the long straights, the DRS zones. The corners at the end of those straights are quite tight, so it does bring everybody in close. So it does look like it's a two-stop strategy. What is everybody opted for tyres wise? So it's a selection of mediums and softs. So the soft, medium, or the medium, softs are the options. And we've got Dark Stomper and Bosworth, the two people who missed qualifying, are also being the two naughty boys. They're getting sent back to the grid to wait up for everybody else to come. So as I say, this is a hem and toe circuit. One of those circuits that, like Sochi, like Circuit of Americas, there's not many people like it. There's very little for people to actually focus on. The circuit is routine rather than competitive, in my personal opinion. A lot of drivers would disagree with that. So the 2110s, it ranges in many races. It is looking right. It's all mostly on right angle turns as we go start the race. And away we go. Did not see the lights there, so I had to react to what I could see, and it was a quite quick start for me. And obviously we have our usual Codemaster problem. Let's get rid of that information because we don't need to see that right now. As the battle is there, Codemaster's messing up the standings. We can see that the Mercedes has managed to clinch first place, and the Alfa Romeo of Kingsholm is sitting in third, pounding the back end of the McLaren. The McLaren is sitting second and fourth at the moment, and the Alfa Romeo is sitting in third and fifth. The Flea looking like he's making a move. That's how it is. Information out of the season. In front of DxT. Anthony managed to get the place back. Kingsholm in third. Valkyrie in fourth. And Velos has managed to get up to fifth, putting Fleet into sixth. Massey in seventh. That's the Honda and eighth. There's a cat on. He's got wiped out by the parade lap, of the parade lap by so he'll be there, just Dark Stomper. But he's managed to make up for a lot of places already. Fantastic start by Dark Stomper. So he won race with one fastest lap of 141.3, which is just a standard. And here we go with the Codemaster special. I am getting a little bit tired of Codemasters having a muck up. I do not know exactly where the drivers are. We've got Univo sitting in 15, Dark Trumpet in 16%, and Ante with 17. Strategies, medium, hards, medium, softs. That is off. That is massively off. A two-stop strategy is looking like a strategy for a lot of our drivers, and you can see a lot of drivers have come in for into the pits for wing replacements. A bit of contact in the race already in lap 1. Luckily no one is out. So there goes soft, medium is the strategy for the McLaren. Lap 3. And it's not really much of a spectacle, I will say. This is just Marina for all sakes. So it's there, and there we go. We can see the racing point going a bit wide on that corner. So the island itself is man-made. If you ever see these islands get made, what they do is that you get a few boats and you just can't a lot of landmass basically into an area, and then they put a bit of a border in just to contain it into the shape that they wish they need it for. That border, then they build it into that border, and they kind of like press in, pump out the water, press in, pump out the water, and it just compacts the ground in. So hard they got like stompers and kind of vibrators to compact the sand in to make it really tough. So that's how they made it. Makes the island very flat. As you can see, there is a little bit of elevation, but nothing natural. It's just nothing like you see in Spa or anything, but it's just quite flat. It doesn't. Everybody likes a little bit of a dip and a twist. In a second, it's like it just goes wrong with the wall. You can see the battle in here. We've got Kingsholm looking like he's could possibly make a move onto DxT Anthony, but we're not too sure how this will pan out at the moment. And we've got to change that. Never is making moves up the grid. managed to get Never is pushing up through. It's like Matty Boss and that first 6 places. That's on the soft tyres. He's going to be pushing himself up through the grid as much as we've got. Raycon is in front of him with a bit of a gap. Matty closing in on Flea on the soft tyres. Somehow is not having the pace to close down on Velos. So we've got 17 drivers out on the circuit, and still 17 drivers out. We've got 28 laps of this race to complete, so that is 20 laps to go. He's closing that gap down on DxT. I think it could be a possible overtake in the next 2 laps. It is looking for the right opportunity for the overtake, and Matty looking to do the same to Flea. Dog Stomper with a fast lap of 1:37.1. Dog Stomper is doing further down. Quite surprising he's pulled off that fast lap, but he has got something there. As Kingston does look like he wants to get forward. And he does. He makes a move, he makes a stick. But Anthony is closing in tight. Anthony will get the DRS here. And there was a little bit of a glitch, but we'll wait for Anthony to see. The move is not on. There we go, we get back on the outside and have a look to see how this race is going to pan out. So Kingston is now in second. DxT Anthony is not going to let him get away that quick. As Velos is through. Flea is being passed by Matty in the Red Bull. Rapio in 7th is pushing hard to see if he can catch up with the drivers in front as they battle. Raycon is dropping behind. It's saying 7 seconds here, but I think that might be a time glitch on the game because it's not even changing one little bit. Alright, let's change this. Let's to the leader. Let's see where the gaps are. So it's from the leader. He's 3 seconds. He's 3 seconds behind. DxT is 3 seconds. We've got 11 seconds for Valkyrie. He's only 3 seconds behind Flea. Raycon not behind. Okay, so they have switched places right there. They haven't. So I apologise. Bosworth is about 3 second time penalties. We've got penalties for these drivers. A nice view of the McLaren here from the underside, right next to the helmet. It's like a helmet cam view. You can see pretty much what the driver sees. Nicely into tail 8 there. I'm trying to find the next battle here, and it looks like Flea is looking to get. Let's have a little on board look to see where he's looking to post that. This is a tough section, so it's quite interesting to see how. And it seems to be a bit of a glitch. I'm not too sure where that's come from, but it means that there is like it looks like Matty has a bit of a glitch on his system, and. Or I don't think it would be me, but because some of the other drivers are not doing it, it's just. Let's have a look to see what the next battle is. It looks like it. So DxT Anthony has managed to get back past Kingston. So this battle for second is really hot. So Velos is up there. Kingston and DxT Anthony are all battling out for second. And Raycon is out. I think he's gone into the pit and has retired. Yeah, that's Raycon out in the pits. Unsure what happened there, but I'm sure if he can, just drop in the message and let him know what happened there. Luckily, there's no safety car, so the race does resume as it was. Kingston is looking for that pass as well as Velos. With the DRS coming up in a moment. See how things opens up. Velos has got a little bit of a run on Kingston. Kingston goes a little bit defensive. Looking for the exit but doesn't see it. Defensive comes into play. It just seems like there is a bit of a glitch going on with some of the drivers. It seems to be the Alpha Mayors we've got that I'm seeing the glitches while we're riding on board of them. That's no problem. Let's drop out of that. Let's jump in to see where the next battle is, which I don't think there is any other battles at the moment. I think the only battle that's remaining is at the second. So I'm going to drop that away, leave the map up so you can see what's going on. I'll let you take in the battle firsthand. So the Lowe's is in 4th, King's third, DxT in 2nd, so they haven't changed places, but it comes up to the DRS zone right now, so it'll be quite interesting to see how this pans out. So the back straight here. The battle is strong still with King's Home is on soft tyres and Velocis is on hard, medium, so it's quite interesting to see how Velocis has got the pace out of the medium tyres. Looking for that pass on DxT Anthony. The battle between these two drivers is quite intense, and it looks like Estefano has had a bit of a spin out. Down at turn 14, a bit of a spin out, allowing Doc Stomper and Matty Bot Doc Stomper and Nevo and Bosworth to get through. Doc Stomper's had a good start to the race, so it's fantastic. Flea is has dropped into the pits. It's now put on a set of medium tyres, so it's quite early, dropping in the pits. So King's Home sitting in first, Willis in second, Matty in third, Flea in fourth. Nevo has retired. His DNF, I think that might have been a bit of a spin from turn 4 into the wall. Yeah, a little bit of wayward control, so the virtual safety car is out. Virtual safety car is probably the worst type of safety car to have for anybody who's looking to catch up, because all drivers have got to slow down to a similar pace. So unfortunately for a lot of drivers, they are not going to make any difference. So Velocis has managed to get in front of King's Home just before the safety car come in. And King's Home is jumping to the pits. And the virtual safety car has been lifted, so now we've got Young Lights making his way back up into a potential attacking position. King's Home all the way down to 7th. DxT Anthony is in front of him by nearly a second, so and Matty Bot is out. In a similar place by the look of it. Yes, Matty Bot in a similar place is out. And Sturvica is out. There's a lot of DNFs in this race at the moment. The virtual safety car is back out. Lost it around turn 3, just felt the tyres lose grip and couldn't catch it. Yeah, that's exactly what would have happened. So turn 3, well, yeah, turn 3, which is the right-handed sweeper turn, is very similar to turn 12 of Bahrain, which would explain people spinning out. It also has a handle effect similar to turn 12 in Australia because of how quick you take it. Problem with Yas Marina is there is no runoff area at that section, so you are hitting the wall full pelt. So this has changed it from a 17 car started, we're now down to 12. Which makes it much more of a spectacle to contend with. A lot of drivers now looking that they've got a better chance of points because a lot of drivers are spinning out. Whether this is a handling issue from drivers or whether it's just an individual effort or tyres are not holding their grip. And I see where Fleet is now looking to make a pass on Young Lights. Obviously with Fleet with the soft tyre does have the better grip. I mean, drifts it now 10-9. Loses a bit of time, so I don't think that the pass is on anytime soon. But just claw some time back. Dark Stomper is looking to be the next one to make a pass on Kington. The Ferrari taking on the Alfa Romeo. A little bit of fact for you, the Alfa Romeo, the red on the Alfa Romeo is the original colour that Ferrari used to have. Race pace too. I will be honest, Matty, you did have very good race pace. You were in there in the mix. Could have easily got a higher point position because you were quite consistent. Unfortunately, the tyres just didn't hold it for you. So yeah, as I was saying, the Ferrari has changed their colour 4 times in its history. It's very subtle. The red that you see now is Ferrari, is known as Ferrari red. You used to have a red called Rosso, which it just means red anyway. But it was their red that they had for a while. You also had a maroony coloured colour, burgundy, to say was the right colour. Which is, and then the original colour, which is more the colour that is actually on the back of the Alfa Romeo, is their first colour. It was the same, it's similar colour to what the Fire Angels are getting painted at the same time. A little useless bit of facts for you there. Let's have a look and see where the battles are. It just looks like a Dark Stomper is the closest person to be passing anyone at the moment. Dark Stomper on fresh, hard tyres. Could he squeeze these out to the end? It is quite possible. This circuit is a high wear this tire, as I said before, but the hard tyres does seem to last a good lot, a good bit longer. So these drivers in the lower, we've got Goya, Estefano, Bosworth. They will be battling out for that 10th place. Dark Stomper looks to make a pass on Frenzy and does it make it stand? Dark Stomper with a 3-second time penalty. It takes the penalty, but takes the place a lot as well at the same time. We're nearing to the halfway point of this race, and apart from the DNFs, I will be honest, it is a typical Yas Marina race where it's quite a low down of intensity. There's not very much excitement in this race, to be completely frank. So Matty's got, if I didn't crash, I would have been in third currently. I was in front of Anthony. Yes, you'll be in front or there. You will be in the top 5 easily. Looking at the pace that you want, because Kingsholm and Anthony have got good race craft, so you will be battling with them two for that position. It's unfortunate when this happens, though, because I'm looking to make his move on Flea. As these soft tyres look like they're about to hit the end. I think Flea is going to push for a one stop. I don't think, actually, to be honest, if he's got 12 laps out of those soft tyres, I can't see him pushing the medium tyres for a lot longer. And is that me with another car? Oh no, it looked like another car was out, but let's have a look. It was a dark car, let's have a look. Was it Veloce who spun out? The man should be looking to catch it. Yeah, I think Veloce spun out. He was in the lead massively. He's had these medium tyres on since the start. If he's looking to push them to take on a set of soft tyres, he needs to be pushing them on for another 5 laps. It was an Alpha, so as I left. So it's AlphaTauri spun out there at the same point, I would say. So yeah, it would have been Veloce. Thank you very much, Matty, for that. So we're looking at 12 races, and right now there's not a lot of action going on. I wish I could stick a camera, a stationary camera on one of the corners, just stick it on and just watch the cars go past. It'd be absolutely beautiful to watch. Hopefully that will be the next version of the game. So here we go, we're going to run through the order. So we've got Young Lights in first with 5 lap old mediums, DxT Anthony with 5 lap old mediums, so it was in third with 13 lap old mediums. Really pushing these medium tyres to the length it can to switch onto the soft tyres. Kingsholm with 4 lap old medium tyres could push it to the end, but it's going to be a tough one. Matty with soft tyres, with 2 lap old soft tyres. Matty will have to piss again. Ralphio with 4 lap old medium tyres. Dog Stomper with 2 lap old hard tyres. I would say he's in the strongest position for a good finish. Frenzy with 3 lap old medium tyres. Destroyer with 3 lap old medium tyres. El Stefano with 5 lap old medium tyres. Flea with fresh medium tyres on. And Boss with 2 lap old medium tyres. So the guys on the low medium tyres, so you've got Flea, Destroyer, Boss Swift, they could really put Valkyrie out of push. Kingsholm could push to the end of this race on those medium tyres. Drivers such as Young Lights, DxT Anthony and El Stefano will have to nurse them to do the same. Veloce will have to pit soon. Those tyres will be eking and begging to be getting changed very soon, because we've got 15 laps to go and these tyres are burning out. Now lock up there for Boss Web in those medium tyres, and Flea's making moves. He got past El Stefano. Just have a little look to see where the next battle will be. It could be Flea, because Flea is actually pounding in. Matty with those soft tyres, I do believe that Matty could be pushing higher and higher. Looking for another stop onto soft tyres. A safety car further down would actually make a big difference for a lot of drivers. A lot of drivers will make a quick switch there to whatever tyre they will see as they're being the best to finish on. at this moment it would be a fresh set of medium for most drivers. Obviously with Velos, he would have to go for the hards. So Matty, if you don't mind, drop us a message, let me know who you think's going to win this. I think it's going to be a balancing act with a lot of strategy for the drivers. Dog Stomper seems to be in a strong position, and Veloz of a 3-second penalty. It's a massive thing, these penalties. It changes the race. The race I watched earlier did show that someone dropped out of the points, sitting in 6th, drops out of the points for 10-second penalty. That's a long way to drop. It changes someone from first and drops them out of the podium. That's just how significant a penalty can be. So it's down to drivers to take their racecraft and have a look. In Kingsholm, it looks like he's making a move shortly on Veloz. Veloz is on those eked out medium tyres, looking like he can no longer keep the pace. Fantastic view as the cars are chasing each other. It looks like a car chase in a movie. It's fantastic to watch. And here we go, we've got the Alfa Romeo. Let's have it on. It could be anyone at this point. Stomper looks good, to be in a good position, but later on, when his hard tire wore and everyone else is in front. I completely understand that, but the hard tires do tend to last on this circuit at this rate at about 20 laps. So we're looking at another 12 laps on these tyres. He's got a 4-lap comfortable window before they start really dropping out. It would have to be a safety car to get people to change over to a soft set of tyres that would actually really look like Dark Stomper could be losing out. But I completely understand where you're coming from on that one. As Kingsholm looks to make the move shortly as they come through 10-17, round 10-18, and he does, he makes the move stick. So Veloz is dropping back significantly. Is he going to come into the pits? Yes, he does. He's in the pits. Veloz in the pits. If he goes onto a set of soft tyres, he's going to have to nurse them through to the end. 12-lap old soft tyres are not very comfortable to be on. Flea showed how well he could handle them, but if you look at his position now, he's in 9th. Can change a lot. Veloz won't go any further let down than 7th, with Destroyer being so far behind. Then again, Destroyer is closing in. Let's jump on board. No, Veloz is out. But Destroyer has closed that gap down significantly. That was a huge gap that he's managed to close down. Lee looking like he's sitting in for the routine to eke out the rest of this race on those tyres. Frenzy on the fresh medium tyres. Let's have a look. Veloz on the soft tyres. He will have to really nurse these tyres. And he's already flat spotting them, wearing them out a bit too quick there, too hard on the brakes. So let's see where the next battle's on. Matty looking to make the moves on Kingsholm. Matty on the soft tyres. We'll have to pit again at some point. Those tyres are not going to last another 10 laps. So this is coming to the point now where it is the one battle we have on circuit. And we do have Frenzy with the fresh medium tyres looking to make moves on El Stefano. Flea with a 3-second penalty. Oh no, Flea. this could be an interesting battle between these. I'm going to drop. Oh no. As the Forest jumped into the pits, I think he might be going with a set of soft tyres to finish the race in. Veloz. Fresh set of soft tyres. Can he make the most? And can he close down the gap ahead of him? Dark Stomper is 7.5 seconds in front of him. He's got 10 laps to do that in. But then he's got an 11-second gap in front of Dark Stomper to do. But Dark Stomper is not looking like he's closing that gap out at all. Valkyo on the medium tyres. Fairly comfortable. Kingshope is slowly taking that gap down to catch up with DxT Anthony. But anything can happen right in this race. There's a lot of things that could change. A spin out would change a lot. Let's jump on board with Matty as he is the closest to an overtake. Veloz for the new fastest lap of 1:36.5. This is Matty is starting to fade now. So this is where you notice that the soft tyres are no longer got that grip. He did have DRS a lot. So let's see how he does at this point now with more DRS. He is closing that gap. He's too far away to make anything move on this lap at all, but he needs to stay within touching distance of Kingsholm, who seems as soon as the DRS is gone is moving away slowly. Esteban managed to pass his car way further down the race to take 11. There's a huge gap. It's quite shocking that Esteban has gone onto the medium tyres rather than the soft tyres. And the soft tyres are the quickest, and 10 laps is enough time for the tyres to last. Looking at drivers such as Veloz and Flea as guidance to that. Now you're right, he's gone into the pits for a fresh set of soft tyres, and Matty is in the pits. Kingsholm is in the pits. A lot of drivers are jumping in the pits with soft tyres. See how Matty does against Kingsholm on the pit stop race. And we do know Red Bull do have faster pits. But it does look like the Alpha Romeo just matched them on that. So, Dark Stomper now in 4th. And Kingsholm gets in front of Veloz. So this will be a nice battle between these two drivers. Veloz with the DRS. So Kingsholm is knocking up. He's got the track position as Veloz, but Kingsholm did have the better line. So here we go, DRS for Kingsholm. Let's have a look. Oh, that was a little bit of contact there from Veloz. Veloz touched him twice. And Veloz had to back off there. There was a little bit of contact. That may result in a stewards inquiry, but Matty was in view of that the whole time and is taking advantage of the mistake made by Veloz. Those corners are not designed to go corner to corner, and Matty picks up a penalty. A lot of penalties dished out for a lot of drivers. So we have Dark Stomper in a podium position right now. Williamson first, DxT Anthony in second, Dark Stomper in third, Kingsholm in fourth. Kingsholm has got 4 seconds to be made in 8 laps. quite possibly to be done. Matty is half a second behind Kingston, so the DRS zone coming up now is quite important. The DRS is open. Let's see how that changes. Kingston not able to break the toe, but holds his position anyway as they go around turns 8, 9 and 10 with another DRS zone to be activated. Let's see how Matty does. Matty is harvesting energy. Kingston takes a wide line to give himself the best possible position between 4 turns 11, 12, 13 and 14. Kingston now brought down the 5-second deficit to Dog Stomper down to 3 seconds as a fantastic progression in the race. He rides with a 1:35.7 fastest lap. So it has become an interesting race after all. Although the battle is not at the front, it is in the middle. It's still quite interesting to see how that is done. So down 2.9 seconds for Kingston to catch, or 3 seconds to catch up with Dark Stomper. In 7 laps, we have Matty with a half a second gap between himself and Kingston, ever looking for that overtake and making it stick. Both drivers on the same length age tyres. It's all about how they handle it. If you're a bit rough in the corners, you're going to go where the tyres are harder, and Veloce is fading slowly with Valkyrie looking to pounce very shortly, but focusing right now on Matty and Kingston because this is the closest battle we've got right now. So Valkyrie is closing on Veloce quite nicely. Matty is still battling with Kingston, and they are slowly catching up with Dog Stomper. That is 1.6 seconds, 1.8 between himself and Dog Stomper. That is pretty much halved since this time last lap. So Dog Stomper is starting to feel like, it looks like he's starting to struggle on these hard tyres now, even though they have got plenty of life left in them. So of our viewers out on there today, can anybody just drop a message to say how you're enjoying this race? What's your favourite part of the circuit? What's the worst part of the circuit for you? Be quite interesting to find out. And here we go, we've got Kingston now within a second of Dog Stomper. So this will be quite interesting as they come through turns 5, 6, 7, not 8. I am up singing steps. And here we go, I'm waiting for the DRS open. Let's drop that out as we look to watch the overtake happen in this in the next lap or two. And lock up there for Dark Stomper as Kingston is looking to make his move shortly. But Matty is there poised, ready for a mistake if it should happen. Doesn't look like Kingston's going to make it happen on this lap. As they come round. Oh, they are side by side in turns 12. Round 13 into 14. And Dark Stomper's managed to hold off. It's quite hard to pass in Sector 3. Sector 3 is a no pass zone, I would believe. Unless someone makes a massive mistake on a corner, you are basically pulling it, holding in the train and pulling it into the station. Really, there's no opportunity to pass in this sector. Kingston is still hounding the Ferrari of Dark Stomper. So we got this is the overtake has got to happen now. DRS is opening. Dog Stomper trying to break the toe. It's got to happen on this lap. Keeps on waiting out. Didn't want to go attack that corner too late. Good exit, and looks like this might be held off again by Dog Stomper, who's defending very well. But this is, there's a little bit of contact as Dog Stomper had to slam on the brakes to control that corner. Luckily there's no damage to the Alfa Romeo. I think he might have stopped in time without the contact. But these two drivers are in tow of each other. That Red Bull is still there as well with the Alfa Romeo. So this is like a three-way race. Let's bring up the stats. Let's have a look and see if there's anything. So Young Lights drive-through penalty for speeding on the virtual safety car. I will be honest, I didn't even know there was a virtual safety car. I did not see it because I was so focused on the battle. Maybe that's what. Let's have a look. So we have. Let's go through the penalties. So drive-through penalty for Anthony. Not Young Lights, Anthony. Sorry. Young Lights is 6 seconds. Dog Stomper with 3. King Stomper with 3. A lot of 3-second penalties out there. Lee coming into the pits. Fresh soft tyres. Getting back out in the race. So let's look at that as this race is panning out now for the last 4 laps. Now, DxT Anthony has to think about making his drive-through penalty happen. He does have 3 laps after the 3 racing laps after the incident to make that happen. We are waiting to 3 laps whether he chooses to do that. Well, next 2 laps. The number 98 holding off the lead at the so far. Young Lights 9 seconds behind. So just having no more comments at the moment in the messages. Let's have a look at Discord, see if there's anything going on there. Okay, so we do have some incidents talking regarding the race. DxT Anthony, do you like that toe down the straight by Valkyrie? Just commenting from there, little comments have been left. Yeah, we've got Dog Stomper now sitting behind Matty. So King's Home and Matty have managed to get past Dog Stomper in the final stages of the race. So King's Home looking to be on podium. Let's drop this menu out because we don't need to see that for the end of the race. We all got 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go, guys. Just checking that Nevo's a tyre gave away. I was just checking his telemetry. having a little check on updates to see what's going on. Here we are, look. So Valkyrie has dropped out. That's a dropout for Valkyrie. Luckily there's no safety car. We do have pretty much one lap left because DxT Anthony has served his penalty and Young Lights is now in the lead for 6 seconds. Does DxT Anthony have it in him to close down that 6 seconds? We'll close down half a second to hold in. DxT Anthony needs to be making some effort here for this lap to be taking first place away from Young Lights. Be quite interested to see. I'm going to stay on board with DxT Anthony. So here we go, guys. Last lap. And there's not a lot of battles in there, but it is important for some people to destroy. Could be sitting in 7th or even. Yes, it's be sitting in 7th. If he stays within 3 seconds of Frenzy, DxT Anthony could be taking first if he puts the effort in to get under 6 seconds behind Young Lights. But DxT Anthony will not know that unless he's been counting the penalties Young Lights has had. Young Lights is putting in a hell of a lap to open up that gap. He needs to be cutting half a second in this last sector, or Young Lights to make a massive mistake. It doesn't look like it's going to happen in the last few turns. Oh, he's just dropped onto 5.9 seconds. Let's have a look. As Young Lights crosses the line, DxT Anthony takes it. He takes first place. Absolutely outstanding end to the race. A race that was most of the way through a boring race has ended in a fantastic climax. So we have DxT Anthony in first, Young Lights in second, Kingsholm in third, you're going to have to walk alone, Matty in fourth, Dark Stomper in fifth, Veloce in sixth, Frenzy in seventh, Dark Destroyer in eighth, with Flea El Stefano still to battle at the end. Flea needs to open up a gap, otherwise he'll be dropping into 10th. Couldn't do anything on the hards. Yeah, it is tough. You did a good strategy. It worked well. Just unfortunately you couldn't defend on those long straights. So that's the end there. So Fleet did finish 10th in that race. So congratulations to our podium sitters. Dark Stomp of the day is driver of the day. I can agree with that. That is a fantastic progression. A driver that was did not go into qualifying and managed to get himself in fifth was fantastic. And the smugness of that Mercedes driver as he managed to steal first place due to penalties. A fantastic race to watch at the end. Started off quite mundane, usual as Marina, but ended up a fantastic competitive race. And that McLaren driver of Young Lights looks a bit like Raheem Sterling. So there we are, that's the end of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix and the end to that fantastic season. I will jump on board with, I do apologise, I did get given the standings early in the race, so we did have DxT Anthony has ruled that there was no chance of him being caught. The Haas has dropped out, which means that it does affect the standings. So it looks like that Mercedes would have had to stole second in the constructors, but please just double check with the league runners to confirm these details. It does look like there's been a big change of in the constructors. I think Renault has managed to secure it as of last race probably, but DxT is your champion, Renault is your constructors champion, so it's quite an interesting end to the race. My name's been Gary. I've been covering for the usual commentators of the DxT Friday. I would like to thank you all for joining us, and Limitless Formula Racing for the coverage of that race. We look forward to starting the next season for DxT on a Friday night. Please look out for ourselves at Limitless Formula Racing for our Monday and Tuesday season starting next week, with the added bonus of the Limitless Formula Racing Jensen Button Award trophy. Thanks for joining me, guys, and good night.